welcome back to another video. Today I'm discussing, has Luffy surpassed Rocks? And in all accordance to the level and to the story we are at now, Luffy has come nowhere near Rocks' level. Of course, Rocks is far superior to Admiral level, or if you know, this is a saying now, beyond even Pirate King level, since he was still comfortable with challenging Emu. No chance, but he was comfortable with challenging Emu. He was able to get to the Flower Garden, killing an admiral quite literally in the process. Now we don't know who this admiral is, who this admiral was, or his powerful abilities, but he was still very much a very powerful admiral at the very least. And Rock straight up murked that dude, as well as many powerful underlings at his disposal. Kaido, granted before the fruit, Whitebeard with the fruit, Big Mom with her fruit, and then Captain John and many other very much powerful pirates that was at his disposal, as well as drawing with the Giant King, who was an incredibly powerful adversary that even the world government feared. Now, of course, Harold was kind of a pick-me. He wanted to be part of the world government, so he never officially joined Rox's crew, and effectively their friendship ended. Luffy, at this point in time, as this flashback is ongoing, while we're doing this, has gone nowhere near to what Rox's level is or can be. That generation was on some rocks. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just because Rox could have defeated Roger, defeated Garp anytime, anywhere. And this Dami Reversey Rox that we're seeing is now the strongest pirate, I will say pirate, not entity, that we have seen gone up against. Now, of course, you can say, of course, Kaido is much weaker. Whitebeard is, of course, still not in his prime, or at least not close to where he thinks prime Whitebeard is going to be. Roger is not in his prime, neither is Garp in his prime, facing Emu. If they were all in their prime, facing Emo, maybe the consequence or the fight would be quite different. But at this current time, Rox reigns supreme in all pirate crews. He is the king of the pirates at this time, even though that title doesn't come about until Roger, of course, until someone makes that title for Roger. But if it was made, that era of Rox mentioned in the manga, it would be the era of Rox. Come on now. Luffy doesn't have dominance over his era yet. You know, he's defeated Kaido with help. But Kaido killed him multiple times, and I think if Luffy and Kaido were to run it back, Kaido wins more times than he loses. Of course, Luffy at the time cannot really pose a threat to any of the five elders. He's tried, but not really that big of a threat to any of the five elders. I think Rox defeats any of the five elders 1v1 style, rather than a combination of the three. And we don't know any of the limits of the admirals, since we've never really seen them try. Akainu we haven't seen tried. Kizaru really doesn't try, and Kizaru doesn't really try. So we haven't seen the levels of the admirals like a Garp or a Sengoku that was a threat to Whitebeard and Roger at that current time. So will Luffy eclipse Rox? For sure. He has the fruit, he has the haki. We're just waiting on, you know, it to all come together for Luffy. Of course, we'll see that in the last arc or the last couple of chapters, where Emu will flat out say, oh, they're a bigger threat than the man I once had to defeat. And they're going to mention Joy Boy, Rox, and then Davy Jones. Of course, individuals that was taken down by Emu. Since Emu never taken down Roger kind of succumbed to his own thing. And then on Whitebeard, who of course died at Marineford, and basically not even at the hands of any Marines, at the hands of Blackbeard himself. So that's just my opinion. He will of course eclipse Rox eventually. I just think Rox right now is on a totem pole of power onto himself, especially with this Dami reverse thing, making him more aggressive and more powerful, especially with wings. So it's quite different. Other than that, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.